Today's August 26th. Today's quote is entitled Faith. Don't let those who lack faith and who thus misrepresent Guru and Krishna disturb your faith in those who truly represent Guru and Krishna. This is interesting because sometimes devotees lose faith in Guru or even lose faith in Krishna. And sometimes they lose faith because their Guru may have slipped or done something improper. And sometimes they just lose faith because that's the nature of material life. Sometimes Maya comes and undermines our faith in the process of Krishna consciousness and the persons who represent that process. And so then, if we associate with people who've lost faith, then there's a chance that we will also be infected by their loss of faith. So this quote is saying, if someone else loses faith, just be a little cautious that it can be infectious to associate with a person who lacks faith. Because when you hear criticism of another person, what it does is it undermines your faith in that person. What we saw in ISKCON is that early on after Prabhupada left, several of the gurus had difficulty. And maybe 4 or 5 years later, there was another group of gurus who had difficulty. And so when the second group had difficulty, people were starting to doubt their own gurus who were not having difficulty, thinking, well, I never thought these gurus would have trouble. And now I'm thinking maybe even my own guru may have trouble because these other exalted, or who I thought were exalted devotees, they had trouble. So that's the way faith works. Faith is tender. And if we see the actions of one person, it can affect how we see the actions of another person. And especially if we consistently hear criticism or blasphemy of a devotee, psychologically that process undermines faith. We start doubting that devotee, even if the criticism is not true, even if we can't verify it. Just by hearing it, it puts doubt in our minds. So faith in Guru and Krishna is essential, adho shraddha. It's the beginning of bhakti, and then as bhakti matures, faith matures. Faith is fundamental. As faith increases, we increase in Krishna consciousness. So we have to hold on to that faith. We have to nurture it. We have to take care of it. And so don't allow people whose faith is lacking to have a negative influence on you. Obviously, it should be the other way around, that your faith should influence them.